So you've made it to part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, I suggest you do that now, otherwise you're not really going to understand what happens in this segment. So without further ado, let us jump right in. So, we've covered the 5 main abilities that are being changed, and now we can go over Defiance changes and how Wrath stacks can work towards your own self-being of being overpowered. Through this next patch, we will have big changes with how we actually use Warrior. At first, it used to be that you actually stacked up your Wrath 5 stacks, and for the most part, in most cases, you actually kept your Wrath stacks up always unless you had your Infuriate ready to give yourself 5 new stacks. And some people would actually time, their inner beast to heal themselves right after a huge hit, like on Caduceus or like the Dreadnoughts in turn 4, where you would take a huge hit and then you heal yourself and pop your Wrath stacks back on with Infuriate. Now, the reason being behind that mechanic is because when you have your Wrath stacks up, you have a huge amount of HP increase with your heals, with people's heals that that you get, as well as obviously giving you that 10% crit chance when at 5 stacks. However, now Wrath stacks will no longer improve healing received. This is actually good because now Defiance has just the innate HP recovery via Curing Magic by itself. You no longer need to have your Wrath stacks up. This means that you can just spam your Inner Beast or your Steel Cyclone as much as you possibly want to without having worry about will I be receiving extra heals during this phase or whatever, because now you're just going to potentially have your 20% HP increase at all times with Defiance up. No longer need the use of Wrath stacks. Now if you'd like to have Wrath stacks up for your 10% crit chance while auto attacking, maybe while using Unchained, fine, whatever you'd like to do, do it, but now you can potentially just keep healing yourself with Inner Beast, giving yourself that 20% damage reduction, and keeping your HP recovery up all times. Now, Defiance is also apparently going to get an increased enmity generation. I'm not sure why, because I never found much problem keeping hate on my warrior. Which also just brings me to a little side note that they are buffing Overpower to increase enmity generation as well. So all these changes for some people are pretty overpowered. So that's about it for that. We can also move into how Wrath stacks also work, whereas the basic global cooldown rate is 2.46 seconds. Now, that's for me at least. You could be different based on what your spell speed is, but that's what you averagely would have as a warrior. Now, that would mean that every 4.92 seconds, approximately, you would gain 2 stacks of Wrath, making that almost every 10 seconds. To be exact, it's 9.84 for me at least. Every 9.84 to 10 seconds you will be generating 4 stacks, and overall about 12 seconds you will have your 5 stacks of Wrath, considering that you're not using Vengeance to actually give you that last stack. What this means is every 12 seconds you can have 5 stacks of Wrath if you're using your combos on time and you're not blowing things you're not running around blowing cooldowns, you're not wasting time being an idiot running around the mob. If you just do this every 12 to 12 and a half seconds, you can have your Inner Beast up, giving you 20% damage reduction for 6 seconds. I just wanted to also quickly
that
mention
means
that
literally every
Berserk
6 to
also
6.5 seconds you can have your 20% damage reduction activated, which is nuts.
Berserk also gives you a stack, and I can demonstrate just a small little combination or rotation on how you can effectively get 3 Inner Beasts out extremely quickly compared to what you would normally get them out in about 12 seconds or so. So here we'll just get 5 stacks really fast, just normally. Okay, so now we can start by using Inner Beast, popping Vengeance, using our rotation while popping our Berserk, and we're already at 4 stacks. Then get our our 5th stack, pop Inner Beast, boom, get up with our Infuriate and another Inner Beast. So that's how you can potentially put out a huge amount of damage, which can be used for different reasons. Killing something quickly, generating insane amount of enmity quickly, whatever you want to do with it. Alright guys, that's been it for my warrior patch rundown for 2.1. Hopefully you'll stick around to see some more future videos, as I will be making more videos on warrior playstyles as well as other class tutorials such as monk, dragoon, and so on and so forth. So keep in and subscribe and like and keep yourselves updated for more videos and tutorials and just about anything game related. Till next time.